What's going on, folks? Elijah here. Beautiful Saturday here in sunny California. Just now getting out the house. Gotta run me an errand or two real quick. Stop at the fruit cart. If it's out there, give me something to eat. Need to wash his bike, but I've been saying that for months. Oh well. Hope everybody is well out there. But it is just a prime day here today. Did have a little heat wave, but it seems like today, at least on the west side, is not the case. It's just a rare day today. But finally getting out the house to enjoy it. Gotta have a little fun out here. A little fast in this corner. With a little small bike, you can make some corrections that you can't make on bigger bikes. It's a pretty good week this week. Had a big tax deadline Thursday, so it was at work, so it was nice to get past that point. Now we're moving into the next month and the next phase. Less than 20 days to the presidential election. Obviously, a lot of controversy ensuing during this period. Skateboarding bicyclists. That's very LA. Personally, I'll be glad when this election's over. Poor Ice Cube. He's just getting attacked on social media. Personally, I don't care that he reached out, the Trump administration reached out to him, and of course, he reached out to the Biden administration, but the Biden administration was like, oh, we'll talk after election. Whereas the Trump administration was like, oh yeah, we'll talk right now, because, the Trump administration wants to get as many black votes as they can get at this point. Though generally only, I think, 3%. I mean, like around 3% of African Americans, or maybe 10% of African Americans. I think, 10% of African Americans are Republicans, generally. Out of the 45 million or 48 million, depending on where you look at our population numbers. So, chances are, there's not much that's going to change that here in the United States anytime soon. But Trump's going to need every black vote he can get. So if you got to talk to Ice Cube, he's going to do it. I still like Ice Cube. I'm not canceling him. Ice Cube's put a lot of people on over the years, especially black folks. A lot of people that's the most money they ever made was messing with Ice Cube. Wrote all those great rap songs too. Shit. I ain't finna stop liking him. Fudge that. It's not like he's R. Kelly. Personally, I'm not against cancel culture. I am against cancel culture that is misplaced. Though I understand, it's election season, so people are a little more antsy. I don't mind canceling people to hold them accountable for the things they say and do when they're doing something negative that's detrimental to other people. Whereas, Ice Cube reaching out to the Trump administration to try to get some type of equity for African Americans, that's constructive. That's positive. He's looking out for the African American community as a whole, and he's not detrimenting the African American community or any other community in doing so. So I really think that's when cancel culture goes too far. You want to hold people accountable. The cancel culture, you want to cancel R. Kelly, good. I'm all for that. Matter of fact, I heard he got beat up in prison recently by some guy who wanted to get more spotlight on his own case, which is crazy. It's like, dude, nobody's gonna care that you beat up Robert Kelly in prison because you want people to look at your case because somehow, even though you're guilty as hell, you're not guilty, right? Everybody in prison not guilty, which sucks for the people who are innocent in there because they're languishing in there, but going to prison or jail, that's it. Who's innocent? Everybody. Assholes. You know if you committed your crime or not. Don't be saying you innocent, you know you did it. Have some freaking self-respect. It's like this week, or was it yesterday, Friday, this rapper, Nuke Dizzle, he's a guy from Memphis, living out here in Los Angeles, up in the Hollywood Hills. Well, about a month ago, him and his buddy made a song about getting over on the EDD and running the EDD scam. Like a whole rap song. It's actually pretty catchy. It's a pretty good song. You gotta admit. It's a cool video. But apparently, he was actually doing an EDD scam. And has been arrested for a Fed case. And I'm sure they're going to hit him with the book. Because obviously, if you're running an EDD scam or any type of scam against the federal government for the COVID relief stuff, they're going to grill you like a fish, dog. For real. So I guess they spent like $700,000 out of like $1.2 million in EDD provided funds. Absolutely preposterous. But I hope he's smart enough to take the deal, because the federal government don't mess around. They got a 95% conviction rate. So I hope he's smart enough to take the deal, because if not, they're definitely going to be playing that rap video in the courtroom, and I'm pretty sure the jury's just going to be like, guilty. See you, player. And they're definitely going to hit you with some joints, because the judge is going to be like, oh yeah, during the pandemic, with all these people losing their houses, and gotta wait in the food line, you out there playing around, running a freaking EDD scam. Like, nah, you gotta go sit down for a while, player. Oh, cool, the fruit cart's out there. Stop on my way back. Get me a Lakers shirt too. They did win the championship. I don't have no shirt. I got a Kobe mask. That's it. Maybe I should get me some memorabilia. But yeah, don't be running those scams, guys. I mean, especially nowadays. Every con has an end to it. Like, they was balling for a month, and now he got a Fed case. It's not worth it, y'all. Especially right now, where you're gonna come under a lot more scrutiny. They're definitely gonna up the sentences. And be more enhanced, harsher. Federal cases, you got to do 80% of that time, no matter what. You get 100 years, you got to do 80. That's just all there is to it. They don't play in the feds, dog. They don't care about COVID release either. It's just like, dang, dude. So stupid. How you gonna make a video about scamming unemployment and you actually scammed unemployment? Like, you're not supposed to do that. I mean, I give him props. He's keeping it real. He's actually doing what he says in his rap songs. But I don't think it's the point, man. You trying to stay free. You don't have to be worried about being up at the feds. Some EDD scam. It's crazy. Whatever, I'm just gonna ride free. Beautiful Saturday in sunny Los Angeles. Hard to beat. Lights run pretty good through no spark plug in it, man. It's really makes a difference on this little sucker, man. It only got one, so it definitely makes a pretty big difference on how this thing runs. Pretty much everything does. Come on, oh God, don't run over the tweens. I'm not trying to mess up my Saturday by seeing that. You gotta be careful here in Westwood. There's a lot of older folks driving. Can't, as I've gotten older, can't see as good. Reaction time ain't as good. And also, too, a lot of people got bad driving habits, and their bad driving habits just got worse. Rather than getting better, the habits get worse. That's what a lot of people do. They don't actually, it's not because they're old, it's because they are crap at driving and have been. 70 years, been driving for 70 years like a jerk. Been cutting people off like a butthole for 80 years. Work on your driving skills, y'all. Get better as time goes on. Don't try to get worse. Improve your habits, That's why I like motorcycling, because you're always trying to improve your operation of the vehicle. You're not trying to, decrease your operation skills. You're not just stopping. You're trying to get that black belt mastery. Got to know where the motorcycle parking is at in LA. But yeah, people be on some ish, man. People just, you should always be trying to improve yourself. That's what I be on. That's why I started antidepressants, because I got to a point where I wasn't improving myself. I was just basically made myself a prisoner of my own devices and my own mental illness. And that really, I was really kind of trapped in kind of a vicious cycle. So you kind of have to, if you find yourself kind of trapped where you're just running in place and you're not really able to kind of improve on yourself, you really kind of have to, you got to do something. For me, that was, starting medication, And I know a lot of people, I get therapy and stuff. Like, well, yeah, therapy, but, pretty much exhausted all the options up until medication. That's one of the things about these COVID times is, there's a lot of people suffering. I was talking to a buddy, a lot of people, their kids are being born premature because the women that are pregnant, they're super stressed out right now, and definitely can't blame them. So much uncertainty right now. A lot of already not knowing, what's what, where things are going to be tomorrow or a week from now, or next month, even next year, or the next 4 years. Scary thought, right? It's going to be hard for Joe Biden to win an electoral victory. And that's the reality. I know people are calling it for him already, but I think those people are idiots. I don't trust American voters myself. Not after Trump. Don't trust my vote. That's about it. Got my Rogue shirt on, my mama bought me. Shout out, mama. Just shout out to my dad too. He's recovering from he had a small heart attack. I know he's actually checked out okay though. Shout out to my sister. She's actually there right now. Change this mess up. Technology's always changing, man. Throwing a curveball these days. But yeah, these are trying times, folks. Don't let it get you down. Watch a movie. Luckily, I'm a little more okay because I'm more introverted. So I've had a lot easier time than a lot of people, personally. But that doesn't mean that you might not have to get on antidepressants like me. So finally got some video gaming in this weekend. Oh Lord, got a new amp for my computer, a little Bluetooth, wireless Bluetooth amp. It's freaking awesome. Definitely recommend for you guys. Pretty good sound, especially since I got a car 12-inch subwoofer hooked up to it at my tip, the house. Starving, man. Gotta move the dough to pay the bills. Bill time. Getting ready for November's rent. But, I'm not gonna complain, because I've been working during this whole crisis, and I've been very blessed to be able to do so. Unlike millions of Americans. And the economic nightmare of this is not even fully realized yet or over. People are still losing their jobs. Airlines are talking about they're about to have a big bunch of cuts, laying off thousands. The industry was instantly devastated because it's kind of a high operating cost, high overhead, low margin kind of industry. Even though they make billions, but whatever, right? So every industry has been touched in some ways. I really hope
people would take this as a chance to learn a lesson about how we have our society set up, so that in the future there is a safety net. You look at countries like Canada. Hey, in Canada, as soon as this stuff happened, as soon as they declared emergency, people started getting checks sent to their house. Where here in America, we got one check, and now they're arguing. They're still arguing, and there ain't gonna be nothing else until after the election, anyways. Trump just talks a bunch of trash and doesn't actually produce any actual policy. It's because he's an idiot. It's no wonder he's $1 billion in debt. And I think that's kind of something we're going to talk about as capitalism is like, you shouldn't allow, these people shouldn't be able to allow to have these, revenue generating machines that are just, $1 billion in the hole, but they're living fat. If we're going to live in a true capitalist economy, there's nothing wrong with people. If you want to be all the way capitalist, well, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with somebody who's $1 billion in the hole. You out on the streets, dog. You got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's all there is to it. Or we can have a society that has social systems in place to help people lift themselves up when they're on hard times. We've all seen the massive, food lines and stuff like that. Every day, food banks is running out of money here in the United States. That was kind of, that's, it's people that never been in a food bank, never been in the food line in their life, never been on food stamps, never been on unemployment, that they're going through it right now, and you still got a lot of COVIDious right now. You got the second, the fall surge that they were talking about is happening right now, and even though the Trump was getting down on Democratic states, because we just happen to have the most population and the most international travel. That's why we got hit so hard first. But now it's the red states that are getting hit hard in this fall wave. And this fall wave is it's devastating states. And these red states are just getting devastated. I think like South Dakota is in dire straits. Unfortunately, I got an idiot Republican governor. She doesn't care about her people. She's just trying to look cute for Trump, like a lot of Republicans are. So I guess, finally there are some that are like, he got to go. But we'll see if it's enough. I'm not getting my hopes up for these deceptive creeps. It's kind of funny though, because I was reading an article I had saved on my computer from 2016, and it's interesting because basically they were like, in 2016, this article basically states that Donald Trump is going to send the Republican Party the way of the Whig Party, which is a party that used to be, I know people want to talk crap about Democrats, but as it's looking like, we've defeated every party that has stood against us over time, whether we're right or wrong. Okay. We've been able to hand out a defeat to all our adversaries, and eventually a permanent defeat. Personally, I feel like it's because Democrats are willing to adapt and get with the times, whereas other parties are so hardline on their stances. Whether you're a far left party or a far right party, once you get out to the edges, people are too they're hardline, they're zealots, and they're looking for purism. And the Progressive Party, the Democratic Party, understands that there's no such thing as absolutism in our universe. There's no absolutes except absolute limits, like the speed of light. So those are, there's just not that many absolutes in our universe. Most of the universe, everything's kind of a gray area, a mix, a wintry mix, as they like to say in Michigan. And there's nothing wrong with being adaptable.
what I tell people. I may not be a specialist, but over specialization is a weakness in the universe. Any system that's too specialized is doomed. Seriously, and whatever that system may be, whether it's animals, or solar systems, black holes. Too much specialization is damning. That's just kind of the reality. Oh man, I need to give me some cash. Dumbass. Put too much money in the ATM. Hungry too. But yeah, Democratic Party, what Trump has done to the GOP is he has swung it so far to the extreme right that demographically and even I want to say actually it is going to be impossible for the GOP to recover over this next decade, which I think this decade was going to be a very critical time for the GOP to adapt to the new demographics of the United States. And I feel like, maybe with George Bush, they were kind of doing that, but Obama just got them all stirred up like a hornet's nest, and they imploded with the election of Donald Trump. That's kind of the fault of the Republican elite. They failed to make policies. They made self-serving policies for people in big business and their buddies. Not to say that Democrats didn't do that, but we know they do that. But all the while saying they're looking out for the conservative little guy, which I think is kind of obvious now that they never were looking out for the conservative little guy, which is what Democrats have been saying. We need these social policies because the little guy's going to get creamed. Look what happened to the PPP loans. People really thought that their businesses were, going to get loans over mega corporations. They got a red phone line to the bank. I mean, how are you going to get a red phone line to the bank? You're going to beat that. People think that their 50-person business is going to somehow beat out someone's 5-person mega corporation business. Get out of here, guys. It's just not going to happen. I'll usually ride on the sidewalk, but sometimes I make exceptions. Just gonna be quick. Alright, now we're good. Give me something to eat now. Some of the fruit guys actually have Venmo and stuff, PayPal, or they can take cards. But sometimes you never know. I like to give them cash. I like to give them a tip, especially right now during these hard times. Shouldn't ride on the sidewalk, guys. It's not meant for motorbikes. But if you do, make sure you do so responsibly. Do as I do, not as I do. Wait, no. Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, that's it. Every once in a while, it's okay. It's not like I'm parking a pickup truck on that mug. Just make sure you watch out for the pedestrians. But yeah, the GOP demographically, they're finished. America's demographics will not be swinging in the conservatives' favor. I mean, it's probably going to be centrist Democrats versus the left next up. And that's just going to be the battle of the future there. And the GOP and its members will begin to start losing their political power. Even though they have kind of some outsized political power right now, the demographics don't support that. And there's no amount of gerrymandering or, voter suppression that can change the things that are going on in their favor at this point. And this is kind of I feel like they're in like really their last desperate attempt. And the reality is, if Joe Biden doesn't win, well, then the center left is also finished as far as the Democrats go. And it will be, the much more progressive, much more leftist leaning, much more socialist Democrats who will take control of the Democratic Party. And the right was really going to hate them. And they're really going to have to face off with them. And they're going to be in quite the pickle going forward. It's just, this is all there is to it. They're going to be in quite the pickle. If you think you're mad, you think Obama was a socialist, well, you got another thing coming, buddy. He is not even close. He's just black. He's nothing close to what's to come if Joe Biden loses. And it don't bother me. Hey, socialism won't be worse than slavery. Black folks will survive, whatever it is. Survive all the rest of this crap. So, I'm not gonna let it get me down. Instead, I'm just gonna suck it up, buddy. Like we're supposed to. Just gonna suck it up. I got to get mine. You better get yours. Hitting the alley, off-road alley, because alleys always be like riding off-road. But they can get you where you want to go here in LA. Never really got mobile before. I don't know how good gas is. I get Chevron, but since I'm about to park right here and get this fruit cart, it'll be nice today. Get my gas here. Super Plus is all about. Yeah. One of the habits I've gained lately is I don't get off my bike to put gas in it anymore. Because I realize, like, why? It's weird how your riding habits change like that over time. You're just like, wait a second, why am I doing this? Like, why am I getting off my bike? This thing's tiny, dude. Just fill it up. Gas off of here. Anyways, guys, that's all for now. Get my fruit cart. Give me something to eat.